Hello, I'm James Mills and you're watching CATEX-TV broadcasting live from Princeton, New Jersey. The time is currently 11:30 a.m. in New York, 4:30 p.m. in London and 12:30 p.m. in Hamilton, Bermuda. Firstly, on this day in 1991, Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev is placed under house arrest during a coup by high-ranking members of his own government, military and police forces. Also on this day in 1931, the Yangtze River in China peaks during a horrible flood that kills approximately 3.7 million people directly and indirectly over the next several months. Firstly, some breaking news just in. 3 men have been found guilty of possessing documents promoting terrorism after a trial at Blackfriars Crown Court in the UK. The defendants include Hamid Munshi, 18, from Dewsbury, West Yorkshire, thought to be the youngest person to be convicted under the Terrorism Act. He was 16 when police found the guide to making napalm on his computer during a series of raids in 2006. Co-defendants Mr. Khan and Mohammed were also convicted. And now to the main news. About 50 people have died in Haiti when their bus was swept away by a river gushing with rain dumped by Tropical Storm Faye, officials say. 24 other people managed to escape as the bus sank in the Glace River in the southwest of the country. The storm is now moving over Cuba, bringing high winds and heavy rain. Faye is forecast to strengthen to a possible hurricane as it heads towards Florida, where a state of emergency has been called. Western and central areas of Cuba are being evacuated, as well as the Florida Keys. The storm passed over Haiti at the weekend, bringing torrential downpours. About 80 people were on board a bus that plunged into a swollen river on Sunday. One report said the vehicle had overturned as it tried to cross a bridge over the Glace River near the town of Beaumont in the southwestern province of Grand As. Witnesses say many of the people who died were swept away by raging waters, while others, including a dozen children, were trapped under the sunken vehicle. Several other people were killed in Haiti and neighboring Dominican Republic as a storm caused floods on the island of Hispaniola. A rain-soaked earthen dam near the Grand Canyon broke its banks on Sunday, promoting the evacuation of hundreds of residents from a flooded village in a downstream Indian reservation. 5 helicopters from the Arizona National Guard and the State Public Safety Department ferried some evacuees, including campers and river runners, to higher ground after the floodwaters cascaded into the remote Native American town of Supe at the bottom of the canyon. As of Sunday evening, 75 had been airlifted to safety, and another 350 were waiting to be flown out as darkness approached. Supe is home to about 400 members of the Havasupai tribe, and it is located 75 miles west of the Grand Canyon Village, which is on the south rim of the Grand Canyon National Park. The town is accessible only by horse or by foot along an 8-mile trail or by helicopter. Thousands of Peruvians have marched in protest at what they say is inadequate official response to a quake a year ago that killed 519 people. The protest took place in the city of Pisco, one of the worst affected by the 8-magnitude tremor that also left more than 300,000 people homeless. Strikes were held in Ica and Incha, which were also near the epicenter. The government says the scale of devastation hindered reconstruction, but accepts it could have been quicker. So far, about 30,000 families have received government credits worth $2,045 to help build new homes, and bonds for a further 8,000 families are pending. Separatist rebels have launched a series of attacks on towns in the southern Philippines amid ongoing unrest over an autonomy deal. Guerrillas raided several towns in Lanao del Norte province, burning shops and houses. Casualties were reported, but exact numbers are unclear. Troops were sent to fight the rebels and, in a national address, President Gloria Arroyo vowed to defeat them. The violence came after the Supreme Court blocked a territorial deal. The government had agreed to expand an existing Muslim autonomous zone on Mindanao Island in a bid to end years of separatist fighting. But the court suspended the deal earlier this month after Christian communities argued it would increase sectarian divisions. Russia has started to withdraw its troops from Georgia, Moscow's general staff say, following a pledge by President Dmitry Medvedev. Mr. Medvedev promised to abide by the terms of the ceasefire brokered to end 10 days of fighting in Georgia and its breakaway province of South Ossetia. But Russian troops remain stationed near the Georgian capital Tbilisi. Moscow says it has a right to keep some troops as peacekeepers in the buffer zone around South Ossetia. The West has repeatedly urged Russia to withdraw its troops. France has said it would call a special EU summit if Russia does not comply. Pakistani President Pervez Musharraf, facing impeachment on charges drawn up by the governing coalition, has announced that he is resigning. He went on national TV to say that while he is confident the charges would not stand, it was not the time for more confrontation. He is accused of a violation of the Constitution and gross misconduct. Mr. Musharraf has been a key ally of the US in its war on terror since he took power in a bloodless coup in 1999. Reaction in Pakistan is overwhelmingly one of relief that a bruising and lengthy impeachment battle has been avoided. The key issue is now whether the ruling coalition, which had pushed for Mr. Musharraf's exit since winning the February election, can stay united and deliver on its promises. International reaction to Mr. Musharraf's resignation was mixed, with the US hailing him as a strong ally against terrorism, but Afghanistan is welcoming his departure as a boost to democracy. A body has been recovered from the wreckage of an aircraft crash in which 5 people were killed. A Cessna 402 aircraft carrying 2 men and 2 women and a solo-piloted small aircraft collided above Combe Abbey in Warwickshire in the UK on Sunday. One body, believed to be that of the small aircraft pilot, was found by rescue crews overnight by Combe Abbey and about 2 miles from Coventry Airport. Teams are searching nearby Brandon Wood for another 4. An investigation involving police, the fire service, the RAF and the Air Accident Investigation Branch has begun. And now we'll go to a commercial break.
From prehistoric time to today, man's progress has been marked by his ability to fashion tools and use them to his advantage. From early humans making tools from stone, man evolved and was soon trading with other men. Money evolved, and tools such as the abacus to handle complex money transactions were developed. By the end of the 19th century, machines, such as the cash register, began to appear. 100 years later, we have even better computer-driven machines which track stock, change prices, and automatically reorder. Meanwhile, the reinsurance industry has failed to embrace man's drive for progress. The reinsurance industry today would be as familiar to practitioners from the 1800s as it is to modern underwriters. An underwriter or broker from 1800 would settle nicely into today's business. That is, until now. For the reinsurance industry, pivot point changes everything. Soon it will be understood that the period before pivot point was as dark as the caveman period was before the abacus. Come and see for yourself if you don't believe me. After a demonstration, you will understand what is possible.
Global warming. Some say irreversible consequences are 30 years away. 30 years? That won't affect me.
Together, New Yorkers can fight global warming, right now, before it's too late.
World oil prices have edged slightly higher amid concerns that oil operations in the Gulf of Mexico may be disrupted by Tropical Storm Faye. Analysts said the weather was being monitored. Royal Dutch Shell removed about 360 workers from the region over the weekend as a precaution.